Hi guys! So I did a video about a new way to manage and view your YouTube earnings that will come into effect from March. And think of this as like a follow-up video. I will go into more detail about the payment threshold part of it because I got a few questions on the last video. Please watch that video, the first part, if you haven't already seen it, after this one. So if you're on monetized channel and you have received this email from Google AdSense, it's worth reading the full email in its entirety, including the highlighted sections of the text where you can see that because they open up and you can get a lot more details. Endeavour to read those as well. I went through the full email in the previous video, so I'm not going to go over that again. This time I'm just going to concentrate on the bit that says payment threshold under the will this impact my earnings heading. So here you can see it says the amount that you earn will not change and your YouTube earnings will be posted to your YouTube payments account. You will continue to be paid whenever the account reaches the payment threshold. So let's click on payment threshold and see what comes up. So it will take you into the Google AdSense help where there's a lot of information that you can read. At the top you will notice in the blue bar it says please make sure to visit your AdSense page where you can find personalized information about your account to help you succeed with AdSense. So if you click on that, it takes you to your AdSense page where you can see your account status, same as what I showed you in the previous video. And after you have read everything there, then press back to go back to the previous page. We are now back to the payments thresholds heading, and you'll see it says there are several revenue thresholds that impact whether you're eligible to be paid for your AdSense earnings. These thresholds vary depending on the reporting currency in your account. You may be required to take action when a threshold is met. For more information about thresholds, read the descriptions and see the table below. So if you click on table, it brings you to the threshold values per currency and per payments account information. It says each payments account within your AdSense account, e.g. YouTube payments account, has its own threshold. The threshold values below apply separately to each of your payments accounts. The table you see below, bear in mind not all of it can fit onto my screen. I would advise you to go into your Google AdSense help and have a proper read for yourself. The table here shows the requirements for threshold amounts and the equivalent in your country for address verification. The minimum threshold before they send out your PIN is $10 or your country equivalent, and payment method is also $10 or your country equivalent. Payment is $100 threshold or your country's equivalent, and cancellation is $10 or your country equivalent. After you have finished reading all that, you can either press back or you can just scroll back up to the top of the page and you'll see it explains the 5 steps you see here in much more detail. Number 1. Tax information threshold. Depending on your location, you may be required to provide certain information for tax purposes. If you are required to submit tax information, you'll be able to do so when you first sign into your account. Learn how to submit your tax information to Google. If you click on that, you can open up the link and you can get more information there. Number 2, address verification threshold. To verify the accuracy of your account information, we will mail a personal identification number PIN to your payment address when your earnings reach the verification threshold. You will then be required to enter this PIN into your account, and if you press learn more about address verification, that will also open up to where you can get much more details. Number 3, payment method selection threshold. According to our terms and conditions, active accounts need to reach the payment threshold to qualify for a payment. Since we don't ever issue payments for less than this threshold, we don't allow publishers to select a form of payment until their current balance reaches the payment method threshold. And if you click for more information, see the payments guide. That will open up into another section where you can see much more details. Number 4, you be paid out when your unpaid earnings reach the payments threshold, as long as there are no holds on your account and you're in compliance with our program policies. For more information about when you'll get paid, see payment timelines. Number 5, cancellation threshold. If you decide to cancel your AdSense account and your account balance is greater than the cancellation threshold, you'll receive your final payment within approximately 90 days of the end of the month, provided that you've completed the necessary steps to get paid. The 5 steps of the payment threshold information that we've just seen here, most of you will have already gone through these processes in order to start receiving your earnings anyway. So this is really just to show newly monetized channels the different thresholds they would have to meet in order to complete the payment process so that they can start getting paid. So try not to let this overwhelm you. I know it looks like a lot of information. The email clearly states no action is needed and this will not impact your earnings. The amount that you earn will not change. You will continue to be paid whenever the account reaches the payment threshold. If you have unpaid YouTube earnings, those will be transferred to the new YouTube payments account. Previously paid YouTube earnings will remain associated with your AdSense account. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been useful, and if you found it useful, please share it with your friends.